Today I'm gonna show you how to make a mutton sambar. It's super simple, it's very delicious, and you get to piss off all your South Indian friends by taking something very traditional and fucking up the shit out of it. Okay, I feel like that beginning was a little hostile. Let's start. Alright, so take half a kilo of mutton and wash it really well, and then you want to really liberally season it with salt. Be very liberal with the salt, about as liberal as a media kid with opinions about caste politics in villages without ever having visited one. I use just salt to marinate mutton. You're welcome to use red chili powder or garam masala or ginger garlic paste or whatever you think will add flavor to the meat in itself. I like seasoning red meat with just salt. This is, by the way, the shoulder of the goat that I'm using, which I think is a great part to use in anything that's slow cooked or stewy. It's a part that gets exercised a lot, so it might not be as tender as some of the other cuts, but it has a great flavor profile to use. Alright, so I want to sear the meat first a little and give it some color. I'm using vegetable oil. It's nice, it's neutral, it doesn't have much flavor, it has a high smoke point. And I am now going to place the mutton gently, piece by piece, away from me. Okay, that was anticlimactic because I shoved most of it in. But don't make the same mistake I did. Don't overcrowd the pan with pieces. Take your time and give it like 2 to 3 minutes to nicely brown on each side. If you aren't hearing this sound, the meat is probably boiling and not getting seared. So you definitely want to hear like a nice loud sizzle, and you want to wait for 3 minutes each side to make sure it's properly brown. So 6 cloves of garlic and curry leaves, that's going to splatter like a bitch, warning, and 1 medium diced onion inside the same mutton oil that I had used to fry the mutton. You can stir that around for like a couple of minutes till the onions are translucent, and that should do the trick. Along with that, what you want to do is add a couple of really fucking spicy chilies. These two are enough to burn my ass, but I mean, like, if you're not a pussy like me, you can add even more depending on what your spice tolerance is. Oh, and 1 tomato. I always like a 1:1 ratio between onions and tomatoes when I'm making meat curries, and then you just want to like stir that around till the tomatoes lose their water and it becomes like this nice gooey mass inside. Oh, okay, now this is the secret ingredient. This is chana dal, which makes the sambar, which I have soaked inside water for 12 whole hours. This is the level of adulthood I've reached. Okay, this is what chana dal looks like. It looks very similar to tur dal, but you don't want to use tur dal because tur dal is a wuss dal and it cooks really fast. Okay, so some turmeric, some chili powder, and then MTR's glorious sambar powder, which is what is going to kind of make the sambar as nice and potent as it is. Something that I haven't really talked about here is that I usually keep adding salt as I go through a recipe because I find that it really kind of builds flavors as you go. By this point, you can just dunk all the mutton pieces inside into the same gooey mixture of dal and tomato onion, and then just cover it up with water. Once you're done covering up with water, you can now add a few final touches. I've used garam masala over here, but you can add whatever you want. You can add red chili powder, whatever you think is lacking. Taste the damn food, man, and you'll figure out what's wrong with it, and then seal it up with a whistle. So 5 whistles and then 5 minutes on low flame is a great ballpark measure to cook mutton out, but you should ideally be using time and not the number of whistles to cook this. But I mean, whistles are just convenient. Alright, final step. I've just diced some dudhi and tossed it around in whatever was left of that mutton oil, and I am now going to throw it inside and allow it to simmer along with some coriander, and once the dudhi is cooked, your mutton is ready. Just check it for salt and just look at that. It's beautiful. Actually, I know it looks batshit ugly, but it is still delicious. It is ugly delicious. And honestly, you can have this with rice. It tastes great with rice, or you can just have it by itself. Okay, I'm gonna fuck off on that note. In the meantime, you know the drill. Share this video out and help an aspiring artist leave his commercial desk job. I'm a freelancer, but a share would still be nice nonetheless.